Righty, ladies and gentlemen, as we're all aware, Wuthering Waves 3.0 is bringing us a lot of new features and a lot of fantastic surprises. But one of the topical areas that we haven't covered yet on the channel is for the new standard weapons, because we're going to be having 5 of them. And unfortunately, while we didn't get the news in advance and you might not have the standard pulls, there's a big likelihood that we're going to get at least 1, maybe even 2 copies of this for free just from playing 3.0. That would probably be the best way to introduce us to this new series. And Kuro Games has thankfully actually provided the full stats and effects for all of the new weapons in the Synth Armament set. And we're going to be here today to break down which ones are looking good, which ones are looking a little bit suspicious, and how you should prioritize when it comes to your existing standard pulls, because there are some weapons where you actually might want the older 1.0 things instead of the new 3.0 stuff. So let's start breaking it down, and let's, of course, talk about all the potential users of the options that we're going to be having over here. Starting with Laser Shearer. It's going to be the sword. This one's going to have some fluffy flavor text over here. We're not going to worry about it too much. We're just going to focus on the stats and the weapon skill. So this one's going to have 587 base attack and, very oddly enough, an ER main stat. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this actually has one of the most unique blend of stats in the game, because it's really only rivaled by, and I think the only other character with a weapon similar to them is going to be Arrow Rover with Blood Pack's Pledge. Yeah, having this breakdown of stats. And so one thing that's clear is that this is probably not going to be that great of a DPS weapon, simply due to the fact that while everyone else is going to be getting crit, you're going to have ER, which is a little bit rough. So these are going to be the effects. It's going to increase attack by 12%, which is actually quite nice as a secondary effect, very offensive. And when you deal damage to targets under Toon Strain Interfered, you're going to grant a 24 to 36% resonance skill damage bonus for 3 seconds. So the idea over here, right, is that you're going to need Toon Strain Interfered active on the enemy for this to actually have an effect. And so this is going to be one of the unfortunate sort of complications with this restriction. Toon Strained Interfered is essentially a custom effect that only 3.0 units in Wuthering Waves are going to be able to actually trigger. The only unit in the game that will be able to trigger this effect actually in 3.0 will be Lene. Certain resonators can inflict Toon Rupture Shifting or Toon Strain Shifting on enemies. Resonator Lene can inflict both types, and she's going to be the only unit in the game that can actually inflict both types. And so this is kind of how the cookie's crumbling over here. Unless we get a free-to-play Toon Strained option that we just get on our account for free to be able to apply that type of negative or debuff effect, you can't actually, this is just a stat stick otherwise. You will need Lene on your team, and then you'll need a third character who's a sword user that can benefit from this for its effect to be usable. Otherwise, it's just a 12% attack, 587 base, 38.8% ER stat stick. That's all it is. However, there is one character in the game currently that can actually utilize this thing, and they might actually utilize it pretty potentially well. And that's going to be Brant with, like, if you're trying to make and reach his 250 or above ER requirement on the Tie-Breaking Courage set, and you don't have his signature. That would be the only situation where I think it maybe makes sense to even get this thing. Otherwise, it's clear that this shit is made for a new character, because the character first has to deal resonance skill damage. There's only one sword user in the game who really does resonance skill damage. It's like kind of Chang Li, but like not really, because she doesn't do that much. So you can kind of see what's going on over here. Maybe this is for Fusion Rover. Who knows? It actually would make sense if this is for like Fusion Rover, because Lahai Roy's all about fire. All the other rovers use Emerald to Genesis, right? You're meant to use it on Spectral Rover. You're meant to use it on Havoc Rover, EOG. So Fire Rover, Fusion Rover, we all know Fusion's coming up next, right? Because that's the order they listed out the debuffs. I think they might use this one. Makes sense if it's a standard weapon. So I think this is for a future unit. Don't worry too much about it for now. However, now we're going to have Radiance Cleaver, the Broad Blade. And let's read the effect on this bad boy, or the stats first. Base attack, 587, and then a crit damage main stat. So right off the bat, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be one of the best standard weapons in the game. because it is a 587 base attack, 48.6% crit damage, 12% attack, stat stick. You could delete this entire effect, and it would still be a fantastic weapon. That's how good the base stats on this thing are. Literally, this could just not be there, and you can use this on every Broadblade user in the game, and you'd probably clear, because this thing looks amazing. Amazing. 12% attack and then all these stats. The nice bonus that you're going to be getting over here, though, is that your Resonance Liberation damage can actually increase significantly if you deal damage to targets under Tune Strained Interfered. I actually think maybe you could consider using this on Mornier, because you know who else can interact with Tune Strained Interfered? Mornier. And she's a Broadblade user. And hell, I guess if you want to build her for damage, I don't see why you couldn't. It's incredible damage stats. It grants liberation damage bonus, unless Mornier, like, doesn't scale off attack at all and doesn't scale off liberation damage. But if she does have any scaling with those two, I think she'll get quite a bit of benefit out of this one. But yeah, overall, all the other users that I'll say on the roster, like I already mentioned, it's an amazing attack stat stick. You can basically view it as similar to, like, Gion's signature, but without having the last sentence. You could use this on every Broadblade user in the game. You can use it on a Calcharo. It's actually going to be potentially fucking amazing on a Calcharo. Because remember, Calcharo does liberation damage. And if you put a Linné on his team and you put this on Calcharo... Wait, that might be crazy. This is Calcharo's signature. You're just meant to use a 3.0 unit with him. One that can apply Tune Strain Interfered. Make that his sub DPS, like how Linné can do it. Equip this on him, and I think he will actually fuck up. He will fuck the game. This is actually, I can already see Calcharo. This is a Calcharo, insane, massive Calcharo buff. I don't see how it's not. If you can trigger this, it might actually just be his best option. Holy moly. Again, guys, you can just get this for free. Right? You got the standard pulls and everything. You get a lot as the game goes on. You can get that for free, and you can target it, right? You'll be able to target what you want on the convene. So you can guarantee that you will have this on your account if you really want it. And that's how it's going to be, guys, for every weapon. You can guarantee all of these. Like I already mentioned before, this Broadblade really makes me happy because Luminous, let's just say the existing standard Broadblade is the worst thing I've ever fucking seen. So Chisa could potentially get a massive buff from this as well because she likes negative statuses, or she likes liberation damage. Lupa is also going to be great with it because it provides essentially the same exact fucking stats as her signature, but it's just missing the effect. Augusta can use it as well, even though she doesn't do liberation damage. Yeah, it's just good on everybody. You just won't have the full damaging effect unless you happen to be a liberation damage dealer. And so it's mainly going to be Lupa, Chisa, and Calcharo that are going to get some bonuses over here. But yes, Calcharo might actually be a somewhat, maybe decent free-to-play character. Hopefully he gets, like, buffed kit-wise. But yeah, this is the perfect weapon for him. Now let's move on and take a look at the Phasic Homogenizer. I pronounced it correctly. You can't cancel me for that one. Base stats, 90, 587. Crit damage, 48.6. Ladies and gentlemen, it appears that pistols are Kuro's favorite weapon class. I'm surprised they're not actually an American company because we already have a broken fucking option in Static Mist where you get amazing sub DPS potential right alongside amazing base stats and crit. Now you're getting the opposite. You get the crit damage standard 5-star pistol too. Why are the guns so good? Why are the guns so strong? I don't get it. Increases attack by 12%. When a Resonator in the team casts a Tomb Break skill, it grants a 20% all attribute damage bonus to the wielder for 14 seconds. This is better than some signatures. Do you want to know why? Because every character in the game can activate this. Because you don't need Tune Strained. All you need to do is activate a Tomb Break skill that everyone has. And you don't even have to activate it. Your teammates can. And then you get an all attribute damage buff. It's not even like heavy. It's not even like resonance skill. It's not even like basic. It's just everything. It's usable on every single pistol user. It's probably going to be the best in slot on every single pistol user outside of their signature. And I actually think there's potential. I'm not even sure. It low-key, potentially on how you use it. It might even be better than maybe not, probably not better than Carlotta's, right? But I mean, you use it, you're gonna use it on your fucking Chacona. She'll enjoy it, she'll have fun. Oh, it's gonna be really good on Galbrina, because all attribute damage, do you know what that is, guys? That's echo skill damage too. That's echo skill damage. This is a standard weapon that gives echo skill damage, because that's what all attribute is. It's everything, and echo skills are included in that. So this is gonna make your Galbrina fucking insane too. I'm just gonna be honest. Pistol users are now the most valuable characters in this game. They are. They have the most broken weapons I've ever fucking seen. They're so general, it's disgusting. Oh, and I forgot. You can also use this on Linné. And the thing is, you can use this on Linné, right? And Linné has a sub DPS mode. So you use Static Mist when she's on Pact of Neon Light Leap, and then you just use the other standard 5-star when she's on Rite of Gilded Revelation. So she's literally the most valuable unit I've ever seen. The most free-to-play unit I've ever seen, because she has she's 2 units in one, and both standard weapons support either type of what she does. You got Static Mist for her sub DPS, and then you got the fucking broken-ass new pistol for her DPS mode. This is... I'm just gonna be honest. I think they're doing this to sell Linné, because she has now become a literal must-pull for every person. I'm going so far as to say you might be bricking your account if you don't get her. I might just have to revise that take, because I've never seen a character where you just get everything for free. You will pull Linné, just pull her, and you'll get 2 fully fleshed out roles on your team. A Spectro DPS, and then a General sub DPS. Because all you need to do is just pull the standard weapons. The Static Mist, then this, and she's gonna have amazing performance. Like, I don't see how she doesn't just drop live, and without pulling your signature, just fucks everything in the game. This has become one of the potential worst pulls I've ever seen. It's gonna be really difficult to justify pulling this one. Because, good God, brother, she's got a lot of really, really affordable options. Like, this weapon is going to have to be really good. This weapon will have to be incredibly strong. Because how else can you justify pulling it when she's already got this? Anyways, let's keep moving on. Now we got the gauntlets. And I'm not going to lie, this thing looks like some shit from Fallout. It looks kind of stupid, if I'm going to be real with you. A Pulsation Bracer. This one's going to have 587 base attack, and a nice 24.3% crit rate. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we now have a standard crit gauntlet. So yeah, a lot of people are going to be using this. Increases attack by 12%, and dealing damage to targets under Toon Strain Interfered grants a 6% basic attack damage bonus for 3 seconds, stacking up to 4 times. This is basically just a stat stick, unless you're a gauntlet character that deals basic attack damage. However, there is one gauntlet character that actually deals a lot of basic attack damage. I think the developers realized they fucked up with the standard gauntlet and the standard broadblade, and they have given this kid and Calcharo some of the best weapons in the game. I'm just going to be real with you. They saw that the standard, you know, Abyss Surges and that other dog shit Broadblade was garbage is a big reason for why the characters are unplayable, right? They've now given them versions that are just like 30 times better. I don't even understand. The gap between the standard Broadblade Gauntlet and the one we got now is so absurd. It's probably like a 30-40% DPS difference between using those 2 same standard 5 stars. I think it might be a 30 to 40% DPS difference. This one's going to be good if you can have a 2.0 or 3.0 character on your team who can apply it and then also deal basic attack damage. It's just only Ling Yang can use this. Yeah, only like Ling Yang can use this, because as far as I'm concerned, yeah, there's not really basic attack damage dealers in the Gauntlet class. However, as a stat stick, hell yeah, brother, you can use it on everybody. You can use it on you can use it on Verlova's a Rectifier. You can use it on Zani, too, if you really wanted, if you're really desperate. You didn't have any other options. You can use it on Rosia as well. Oh, shit! It's gonna be broken on Encore. I forgot she's a Rectifier. Now, if this was a Rectifier, it'd be broken on Encore. But yeah, she can use it. But yeah, I think it's mainly a Ling Yang piece. Or, I think it's a Ling Yang piece, definitely. Like the Liberation Broadblade. was for, what's it called, Calcharo. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if new characters could use this. But I also wouldn't be surprised if these are actually just exclusively made as upgrades for Linking and Calcharo, because they have been suffering. And I don't feel bad at all about them getting something usable for once. And now, the Rectifier. Boson Astrolabe. What the kind of goofy-ass name is that? This one's gonna have one of the weirdest stats I've ever fucking seen. I've never seen stats like this before. 520, I've never seen that. And 38.8% ER. Increase attack by 12%, same effect. And when a Resonator in the team casts a Tomb Break skill, it grants a 12% attack increase and a 12%... It's garbage. I don't know what this one is supposed to be, other than this is for a future character. Because this is just this is such a weird effect where it's like you don't get any crit, but you like what? I think this is going to be for a new negative status character or something like that. I don't see this being usable on anyone in the present. Like, I guess if you really want to, like, play like an Encore or like a Jeja or Cantarella team, right? But you are missing a fuck ton of ER, you can do it. But then your crit's going to be dog shit. On Phoebe, no, you don't want this bad boy on Phoebe. You want something entirely different on Phoebe, because what are you going to do with that much ER on DPS Phoebe? You can only reliably use this on sub-DPS characters. You want to know why? Because nobody needs more than like 130 ER. Sub-DPS characters need 130 ER. This will give you 138 off rip from equipping it. And so every character like effectively overcaps by like 10%. If you use this, 20% if you're a fucking regular DPS. So it's just at a baseline, this stat line is really fucking weird. And that's why I said it was really weird for the sword too. Any weapons with this stat line, I'm going to assume are for newer units. That's going to be my take. But yeah, overall, I'm just going to say these standard weapons, we've got about 3 good ones and then 2 seemingly duds that do appear to be, you know, intended for later characters. However, for the one that is a dud over here, the sword, there's something very clear, right? Just don't pull this one if you need a sword, right? It's not looking that, or sorry, Radiance Cleaver's looking good. But Laser Shearer, this one obviously looks like some shit, right? Guys, just pull EOG. EOG is still incredibly good, and unless there's some weird shit that comes out in the future, EOG will just be better than the new 2.0 one. However, when it comes to the Broadblade, this is Lustrous Razor. It is a piece of dog shit. Never get this, only get the new one. Static Mist. You actually want 1 copy of this, and you will want 1 or even more copies of the new pistol, because these are both must pulls. You must have this on your account, and you must have Static Mist on your account. If you don't have this, I'm going to be honest, I think you're breaking your account, because you can guarantee it, and it's one of the best weapons I've ever seen. This, to me, could be a signature. If they added one other effect, this is a signature. It's that strong. And the fact that it's all attribute damage, low-key, this can make it better than some signatures. It's easily the most valuable standard weapon I've ever seen. It's better than EOG. It is broken. And I cannot believe that Kuro Games has released this for us. And it's going to be a free-to-play option. It's insane. And this is also part of the reason why I think that players should probably get a copy of at least one of these weapons for free. Because now I feel awful for myself because I fucking pulled on the standard banner like a fuck ton recently, bro. Look at this shit. Look how many times I pulled in the past, like, I could have gotten the good shit. I mean, I got lucky, right? Like, I got like a back-to-back, but that could have been a back-to-back on the 2.0 stuff. No. Anyways, you get the message over here. This thing's broken, and you will start questioning your existence if you don't have the resources for it like I'm doing right now. Other weapons that are looking good. I would say the Gauntlet is, like, okay. Definitely as, like, a stat stick. I would prioritize it this way. Use your standard pulls to get a crit weapon of every single type. For the sword, you're going to get EOG. For the Broadblade, you're going to get the new standard Broadblade. For the pistols, you're going to get Static Mist, as well as Phasic Homogenizer. Gauntlet, you're going to get Pulsation Bracer. And then Rectifier, you're going to say, fuck this, and get Stringmaster. If you complete all of those with the only Stringmaster one requiring limited pulls, and then everything else is for standard pulls, well, ladies and gentlemen, the idea is that you will be able to build up a crit rate weapon for basically every single class except Rectifiers completely for free, just from playing the game. While some of these weapons are clearly a lot better than others, they'll be enough to clear. Because these stats are fucking insane. And I've cleared enough with Static Mist and EOG on my units. I know that you can still clear very well, even without a secondary damaging effect. But even these weapons still have them too. They're nuts. Awesome job to Kuro Games for greatly improving at least 4 out of 5 of the standard, or like the classes when it comes to standard weapons. Rectifiers still look like a piece of steaming dog shit, but it is what it is, especially when String Master is so good. I don't think we can blame players or put too much blame on when we now have an incredible option for pretty much all the other weapon classes. But yeah, maybe we could have used a nicer rectifier. But yeah, there's too much good news here to get too upset or doom post too much about that one small thing on the rectifier side. All this other shit that they've added in is way too goddamn good. Yep, it's never been better to be a free-to-play player. This is ridiculous. Let me know what you all thought. Peace out.